This is Richie Sambora, and you're listening to The Real Radio Show on RCN.
How you doing, brother?
What's up, guys?
All right. Richie, congratulations on the new album, my friend.
Oh, thank you very much, man. I'm very, very proud of this record, man. It seems to be being received very well at the moment, and I'm just thrilled, you know?
Well, let me ask you something. How many songs did you end up writing for the new album, Aftermath?
Let's see. Probably about 5 or 6 more than actually made the record, and there's a couple of bonus tracks on different international releases that I did also. So probably about 20.
Oh, very cool. And what songs did you decide to use? I mean, how many songs you actually recorded, and which ones did you pick for the album?
I basically recorded everything, but all the songwriting process on this particular record, after I came off the road from the last Bon Jovi tour, which was like the biggest tour on the planet, in 2011, I had some time. The band was going to take a break, and I just said, let me sit down, and start writing and see what happens. And it started to take shape. I started to realize that I was kind of reflecting on what's been happening in my life over the last 7 or 8 years, ups and downs and stuff like that. So it kind of took direction at that point, and it demanded an authenticity that, through the recording process. So I found a bunch of guys, and we made this record, and it really is. I think it's a really good record, man. So I'm really happy with it.
Well, Richie, I applaud you for your recovery. God bless you, man, and keep up the good work. You're such a great talent, and and so many people have rubbed elbows with you that I know personally, and they said, you know what? Richie, he's all right. He's like hanging out with a Brooklyn boy,
yeah, man. Hey, look, another thing when you write a record like this and you do reflect over time, you say, hey, I think my parents probably raised me right, because I live my life by the same values that I did when I was a kid.
Right.
Obviously the stakes are a little bit different now, but at the end of the day, simply, it's just about, being a good person, trying to help people out, and, kind of like just be straight with people. And I think that this record is me being straight with everybody. Obviously my life has been strewn through the tabloids up and down and been convoluted by the media and things like that. And here's a good look at where I am and what's going on and what has happened, And but what I like, I digging through my stuff. It's everybody's stuff. I mean, we all share a lot of commonality in humanity, So I mean that I think this is a very relatable record for people.
Absolutely. Well, let me ask you, how many songs from the new album will you perform on your tour?
Oh, geez, probably the whole record throughout the tour at one point. I mean, right now, the band knows 7 songs.
Right.
Out of the 11 that are on the record at this point. But we just started rehearsing, so it's sounding great, too. I got the guys that played on the record to come out and play with me live, so it's really, really good.
How great is that? Now, I've been getting a lot of emails, and the fans are asking me, are you going to play any songs from your first album, Stranger in This Town?
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm going to play stuff from my first album and my second album. And I'm gonna twist up some of the Bon Jovi songs the way I like to do them.
Richie Sambora style.
Those, and I'm gonna do a bunch of covers. I mean, this is about, people want to come see people jam. This is what's gonna happen. I mean, that's essentially another element that I wanted to add to this record. If you listen to my album, you'll see that there's a lot of extended solos and stuff like that. There's a lot of commercial songs, and there's a lot of stuff that are just, we just took off in the studio as a band, and it was so good, I left it on the record. I just said, man, why should I deprive people from listening to this? This is something that's missing in recording right now. When I was a kid, when you listen to like the Jimi Hendrix records or Johnny Winter or Jimmy Page and Zeppelin or Cream and Eric Clapton, who also played on my first album, there was jamming going on. You know what I mean?
Gotcha, right.
That was something that made me want to play music and play guitar. So I left it on there, and I think people have an enjoyable listening experience with this album also.
Very cool. Now, let me ask you something. Your new song entitled Every Road Leads Home to You, is that written for anyone special to you, Rich?
Yeah, my daughter, really.
Wow.
You can imagine when you're, spend as much time on the road as I do, and then being a single dad, some of the anxiety and the angst that goes with that, and that song was kind of born out of that feeling and being away from my daughter. But again, I've been good at writing stuff about me for so many years, but that has transferred into a whole universal kind of thing. I think everybody has some semblance of what home is, and it could be your wife, it could be your boyfriend, it could be your kid, it could be your dog, could be your house and your stuff. I mean, it could be you're lost inside yourself and you want to find yourself. That's your home. Absolutely. So, I mean, it's going to be different things for everybody, and I kind of left those situations on this record open, even though they were about energies that I was experiencing. Really, like I said, I think that the stuff that I was surrounding from a lyrical songwriting level, I think everybody has felt the way I felt and struggled with certain things like I've struggled with certain things as human beings, and we've all been through it, and maybe some people are going through it now, so this music is going to make them feel that they're not alone.
Absolutely. Richie, what I like to do is, first of all, even though I'm a radio show guy here, I'm not media, and I don't judge any celebrities such as yourself, and I will never, ever air anybody's dirty laundry. So I want to give you a platform on the air right now to address the media who put you in a negative light, which I don't appreciate what they have done.
Basically, there's not really any defense for it. I mean, you got to believe, obviously, where there's smoke, there's fire. And, I've been a man who's fallen down and gotten up, and I'm just one of those guys that is media fodder and have been, from the beginning of my career. It just so happened that, and it's their job to expose the dirt. You know what I mean? So it's just, I have to accept that as a part of my position, so I really can't be complaining about that stuff. The only thing that I can say is that, hey, look, I'm a human being and I went through it, and I'm sure a lot of people go through it, and it's just part of, the experience, and I'm on the other side of it now, and essentially that's what this record really, in essence, is about, is the coming up on the other side of adversity and personal tragedy and those things. And actually, it's a very triumphant record. It's a very joyous record, and it's about weathering the storm.
Gotcha.
It's about coming up on the other side of it and taking a chance on the win. So basically, there's not a lot, especially with this particular record, there's not a lot between me and the music. So I think if people want to really kind of get a bird's eye view of what's going on with me, and then have an enjoyable listening experience if you like rock and roll and that kind of music, and I think you're going to like this record. So I think it really refers back to the music, because that's the language that I communicated.
Absolutely. Do you plan on making any more videos from the album, and if so, which song?
Oh, yeah. Well, right now we have a video for Every Road Leads Home to You, and that'll probably be premiered pretty soon. I'm sure you can pick it up on the internet somewhere. I bet you can find it if you just put in Richie Sambora, Every Road Leads Home to You on YouTube. I'm sure you'll find it. And there's also a lyric video that I did that came out really, really well also, which was an interesting thing I did on Instagram. Look, I'm joining the modern age now. Isn't that cool? But I asked all my fans and people that were following me on Twitter and Instagram, I said, I'll tell you what, my new song is called Every Road. And I gave those people a free preview of the song, and I said, send me a picture of the road that leads to your home, and we're going to make a video out of them. And that's what I did. I strewed them all together, and we made a video piece out of those, too. So you'll find 2 videos on Every Road Leads Home.
Very cool. And Richie, where can the fans check you out? What site they could go see you at?
They can go to richiesambora.com. If I'm on Twitter at The Real Sambora. And, I'm on the front page of iTunes. I'm on Amazon. So if anybody wants to go buy the record, it's right there. Check it out. If you like what you hear, man, I hope you go buy the record.
Very cool. Richie Sambora on The Real Radio Show. And Richie, God bless, brother, man. Good luck to you on the new album.
All right. Nice to talk to you, man.
All right. Take care.